And this is the final installment of what I call my 5 reality checks. And I've already gone over in the previous 4 installments the effects that Tatang Antonio Illustrissimo, Menong Ted Buat, Grandmaster Remy Presses, and Grandmaster Bobby Tabuada all have had on me. And now I'm going to get into the 5th one here. And the 5th one epitomizes a viewpoint that I have about martial artists, and that's for every one very well-known or famous practitioner, you have a number of them who are equally or better skilled, but they just aren't known all that much. Now, this individual I've known for over 50 years. I have known him since he and I were both underbelts, and his name is Leonard Trigg, Professor Leonard Trigg. And I'll give you just a tiny bit of background on Leonard. When I met him, and this was back in 1968-ish or something like that, he was the only person that I ever knew who cross-trained in martial arts. He was doing karate at the Oregon Karate Association with me. He was also doing Hung Gar Kung Fu down in Portland's Chinatown with Li Fong. And now, mind you, this is during a period of time where everybody is jealous of everybody else, staying in the same system, saying, if you did a different type of karate other than the one that you're doing, you were a traitor. If you did karate, but you also did Kung Fu, well, by doing Kung Fu, you were being a traitor, and so forth, Cross-training these days is very common. Back in the early, middle, and late 60s, it was not common at all, but Leonard was ahead of his time. Now, besides karate and Kung Fu, and also being an accomplished boxer, he was an escrimador. In fact, it's because of Professor Leonard Trigg that Ernesto Presses was first introduced into the Pacific Northwest, and that Remy Presses was introduced into the Pacific Northwest. Now, aside from having trained with those 2 masters, he is also certified under Ted Lukai, and he's trained in the Illustrissimo system, and he's trained in the late Edgar Solidi's Lameco system. And these are just the ones that I know of. He's been to the Philippines many times, and those of you individuals who were last year's Water and Steel, got to take a class with him, and he's a gentle giant until he has a stick in his hands. And when he has a stick in his hands, his body moves with authority. I mean, that's probably the best way that I can say it, authority. So what are the 2 reality checks as far as Professor Trigg? Well, number 1, I just mentioned it, moving with authority. This is having full confidence in everything that you're doing and not having a back off or a hesitation or whatever, but moving with authority. That's the first one. But the second one, which is one that I aspire to, Leonard Trigg is probably one of the most humble masters that I have ever met. And I've met lots. I've been in the martial arts for 54 years. There are a ton of people who I've met. Some had no humility at all. Some had false humility. They played it up. But Professor Leonard Trigg, he's genuine. He's the real deal. He's respectful of others. He's respectful of other martial artists. I've never heard him say anything negative about anybody. Yet he carries himself with this tremendous authority. And when he moves with authority. And those 2 aspects put together are amazing. So, when I look at how I conduct myself in public, when I look at how I conduct myself with people, how close am I to genuinely, not faking, but genuinely emulating what I see in Professor Leonard Trigg. And if I get close, good, I'm doing a good job. Thus far, I haven't had too many complaints. The majority's on, I've been a good guy. I've gotten a couple here and there, but you can't please everybody. But when I look at how do I present myself to others, am I moving with authority, but at the same time, am I contact friendly? Am I approachable? Jackie Bradbury she and I were talking one time, and she had mentioned that one of the things that made me unique was how approachable I was. And that's a feather I would like to keep in my cap. So, Leonard Trigg, he's my fifth reality check. And attitude-wise, this is what I look at. So, just in brief, going over as a recap, Tatang Antonio Illustrissimo, he's my reality check as far as combat efficiency and simplicity. Menong Ted Buat, he's my reality check regarding precision timing and precision positioning. Grandmaster Remy Presses, he's my reality check as far as the flow and available options. Grandmaster Bobby Tabuada, body dynamics. Am I putting my body into everything? Am I utilizing my body with everything? And then the last, Professor Leonard Trigg. Do I move with authority? And that comes with an inner confidence, but at the same time, am I as close to being humble as I can? Do I remain approachable? I use those reality checks all the time, and to be perfectly honest, I feel my art is better for it. I feel my rapport with people is better for it, and there you go. So, my 5 reality checks, there you go. Super Dan, over and out.